Why does 13-year-old Blue Ivy look like she's 25? No one realizes that she has never been allowed to have a real childhood like Rumi. When Blue Ivy recently performed on stage with her mother Beyonce during the Cowboy Carter tour, she frequently changed her looks. At only 13 years old, she wore 5 sets of high-end, custom-made outfits in one night of the premiere. Tasseled leather pants, a corset, and sequined gloves. All these were the treatments that celebrities
restricted this again. Hating. You know what? Anytime I realize or come across someone hating, I'm like, damn, I'm really that great? Someone like little old me gonna hate on? Thank you there for that love. So anytime you have a hater or anytime, people trying to stop you or anything like that, just know that just doubles down on how great you are. Because if you weren't anything special, no one would be putting in all this energy.
Chloe Bailey just stated something that no artist signed to Beyoncé's label has ever dared to speak out loud. Right now, Chloe is being disciplined for raising her voice.
I'm not gonna cry.
However, why specifically is Chloe being disciplined? She said the silent portion out loud, accusing Beyoncé of slaughtering musicians who threatened her dynasty. 2 vocal powerhouses, Chloe and her sister Halle, were locked up by Beyoncé without any support, space to perform on her tour, promotion, streaming assistance, or anything else, all in the hopes that Blue Ivy would do the same. In addition, Blue Ivy is just not nearly as talented as Chloe when it comes to dancing and stage appearance. The most bizarre aspect of this whole situation is that Chloe's team fell silent, and the offers ceased a day after she brought up Blue in a deleted interview. However, Chloe continued to speak. She recently revealed the sacrifices made at Parkwood on Instagram Live. To give you a clue, Chloe claimed that the events in the music industry are exactly like those in the Michael B. Jordan film Sinners. The powers that demand their souls are something that artists literally struggle with.
After Sinners, I cried. It just reminds you so much of the industry.
Chloe eventually shared the causes of her career's setbacks with her fans during a TikTok live stream. She discussed the movie Sinners openly. She also mentioned that while it was amusing to see, it had a profound emotional impact on her. Chloe clarified the movie's underlying significance. She went on to say that the sad, symbolic material helped her realize how depressing the music industry really island.
I cried. Do you know why I cried? Yes or no? Or you're just like, Chloe, you cried because you're crying. You're silly. So I think anyone who, it just reminds you so much of the industry, right? And it's like, you could have a gift like he did with his guitar. And like they said, when he's singing, he's honoring his ancestors and uplifting and all of that, but then it also attracts the not good. So it's like, in order for him to be successful, the vampires were telling him he has to sell out so that he could be, so he could live forever and his music could live forever. And it's exactly like things that I see and go through every day. And that's why I just broke down crying, because it was showing the people who decided not to go to the other side, they were in there fighting for their lives. They were in there going through it. While the ones who did give in, they were outside celebrating and having a good time and got things quicker and things like that. So the reason why Sinners resonated with me so much is because it's something that you see every day. And no matter how hard you work, no matter how good of a person that you are, no matter how talented you are, sometimes that's not enough to get you places that you need to be. And that's why Sinners, I was crying right after, because I feel like anyone in the industry could really resonate.
Sinners is partly about twins Smoke and Stack, as you know. Michael B. Jordan played both roles. After starting a juke bar in Clarksdale, Mississippi, in the 1932nd, Jordan encountered a new kind of evil. Vampires are stealing the town's culture, music, and stories. Going back to Chloe, she said she has seen artists who had to choose between staying true to their profession and selling out to gain success. The odd section follows. She was still subject to limitations on her life after saying this.
We restricted this again. Hating. You know what? Anytime I realize or come across someone hating, I'm like, damn, I'm really that great? Someone like little old me gonna hate on? Thank you there for that love. So anytime you have a hater or anytime, people trying to stop you or anything like that, just know that just doubles down on how great you are. Because if you weren't anything special, no one would be putting in all this energy.
However, fans are not just rooting for Chloe on Sinners. They are also starting to think that her career failure is all the fault of one individual, Beyoncé. Yes, Beyoncé is being blamed by a lot of people. She may even be purposefully undermining Chloe, according to some. But why would Beyoncé spoil her first attempt after signing Chloe? Was there a hidden agenda from the start? Some fans have claimed that Beyoncé just signed Chloe to keep the spotlight on her until Blue Ivy is old enough to take over. Beyoncé wants to make sure her successor has an unfettered path now that Blue is creating a stir. Furthermore, there is little doubt that Beyoncé's plan to bring Blue into the spotlight is intentional.
Why does 13-year-old Blue Ivy look like she's 25? No one realizes that she has never been allowed to have a real childhood like Rumi. When Blue Ivy recently performed on stage with her mother Beyoncé during the Cowboy Carter tour, she frequently changed her looks. At only 13 years old, she wore 5 sets of high-end, custom-made outfits in one night of the premiere. Tasseled leather pants, a corset, and sequined gloves. All these were the treatments that celebrities...
Some business insiders have already criticized Beyoncé and Jay-Z for going above and beyond to get Blue Ivy. Remember how 50 Cent hinted that the Carters had bought Blue a Grammy when she was 9 years old?
These kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys and shit. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming.
You must acknowledge that Blue Ivy's Grammy is a slap in the face of hardworking, brilliant musicians like Chloe Bailey, regardless of your feelings toward 50. To put things in perspective, Chloe's big break came in 2015 when Beyoncé signed her and her sister, Halle, after their wildly popular performance of Pretty Hurts. 2 weeks after Chloe and Halle posted the cover to YouTube, Beyoncé's management company, Parkwood Entertainment, offered them a $1 million record deal for up to 6 albums over 5 years. Sugar Symphony, Chloe and Halle's 2016 EP marked their professional debut. They served as Beyoncé's opening act at the Formation World Tour's European stop later that year.
We'll be opening up for Beyoncé on the Formation Tour in Europe, so we're so excited.
Very excited.
Yes.
It's gonna be so much fun.
Between 2017 and 2020, Chloe and Halle put out 2 studio albums under Beyoncé's label, The Kids Are Alright and Ungodly Hour. They also put out a mixtape called The Two of Us, and the critics loved them. However, things changed in early 2021 when Chloe started her own career and Halle moved to London to film Disney's Little Mermaid. At that moment, Chloe started to alter her look, and fans started chastising her for prioritizing her gorgeous appearance over her actual talent. Additionally, after Chloe released this odd cover of Nina Simone's Feeling Good in July 2021, several fans took to social media to blame Beyoncé of giving her terrible advice.
Joyce, when you shine, you know how I feel.
Chloe's voice was really incredible, but it felt so weird to sing a Nina Simone song from the civil rights era that was never meant to be commercialized while doing these gaudy stylized dance moves. Fans started to question whether Beyoncé was genuinely trying to make an impact on Chloe's music at that time. The controversy intensified when Chloe released the music video for her first single, Have Mercy, which fans slammed for being tacky and cheap. Many said the label was being lazy by over-showcasing her instead of presenting her genuine skill. Nearly everything was forced, excessively sexualized, and provocative after Have Mercy. The fact that Parkwood was just leaving Chloe to drown in the lake was also odd. Chloe has made several poor choices since the Have Mercy video, and not even her well-known label owner has been able to support her. It just did not make sense. Then, on the 24th of January, 2023, Chloe unveiled her first solo album, In Pieces. Shortly after the announcement, Chloe's debut single from the album, Pray It Away, was made available. Even though Chloe kept the lyrics and visuals simple this time, Pray It Away failed to achieve its objective and was just uninspiring and forgettable for a lead single. But that was not even the worst part. The album felt excessively forceful and ill-focused, and Chloe's label did not seem to have a clear goal for her. An additional item that almost cracked the Billboard 200. It debuted at number 119 and sold just over 10,000 units in the first week of its release. Remember that Chloe and Halle's second album together, Ungodly Hour, debuted at number 16 on the Billboard 200 list, sold 24,000 copies in its first week of release, and even received a Grammy nomination. So, what had Parkwood done wrong with Chloe? Was she being purposefully undermined by Beyoncé? Many people thought Beyoncé was at least partly to blame because she did little to promote Chloe on social media, when The Breakfast Club even brought up the fact that Beyoncé directly chose Chloe to be a Parkwood artist. DJ Envy said that she could have done more.
Somebody's record label, right? Or you are in business with somebody. That's part of what you assume or what you think, right? If I'm an artist and I sign to anybody, and I seen Jay-Z do it to his biggest artists, Beanie Siegel, to Rihanna, to Kanye, to Emil, he promoted his art.
Many fans agreed with Envy, saying that even if Beyoncé had not wanted to work with Chloe on a feature, she probably would have made her top 50 debut with a straightforward Instagram repost. Beyoncé did nothing for the record, as you can see. She could not offer her a feature, and she could not even give Chloe the chance to be her tour opener. Many fans are now speculating that this is all no coincidence and that Beyoncé purposefully damaged Chloe's career by keeping her from surpassing Blue Ivy, as it is clear that she wants Blue Ivy to be her replacement and no one else. Blue is presently on tour with Beyoncé as a member of her background dance company, has already won a Grammy, and performed at the Oscars when she was 10 years old. However, many hip-hop fans believe that Jay's sacrifice of Aaliyah improved Beyoncé's situation. Aaliyah's ex-boyfriend and Jay's former business partner, Dame Dash, claimed that Jay actively pursued Aaliyah. However, Aaliyah showed no interest in Jay, and she tragically perished in a 2001 plane crash in the Bahamas. In the same year, Jay and Beyoncé started dating. The strange thing about Aaliyah's death is that many people think she was sacrificed since, according to witnesses, she was given a sedative and flown unconscious.
Says that Aaliyah was given a sleeping pill and carried onto the plane unconscious before the fatal crash happened in the Bahamas. Kingsley Russell, who was 13 at the time, was in the car that drove Aaliyah and her team to the airport for their return flight to Miami. According to Kingsley Russell, they took her out of the van and she didn't even know she was getting boarded on a plane. Russell says she went on that airplane asleep.
Then, it appeared that Aaliyah knew about the plane accident that we do not, and her death was a spiritual murder, according to Mary J. Blige.
Barry, when Aaliyah died for a wrongful death, he got paid $90 million for her death. Am I supposed to say that on TV? For $90 million for her death.
Was that just for his rights or whatever he owned?
What she would have been able to make if she hadn't have died.
Oh, okay. There was a lot of lawsuits.
I guess,
Okay.
but that was the settlement. I wasn't in. I was there when we went over to he got $90 million. He wouldn't stayed at the L'Hermitage Hotel. We ate good, in deep mourning, right?
Additionally, Beyoncé has been accused of practicing witchcraft and offering sacrifices by her own staff, which only adds to the spooky atmosphere. In 2018, Beyoncé's drummer of 7 years, Kimberly Thompson, accused her of extreme witchcraft and even asked for a restraining order.
This has been going on since 2006, and it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And for a very long time, I put this person on a pedestal. I love them. I send emails, publicly, happy birthday and all this stuff. And the entire time, this person was casting spells and manipulating me and controlling my job situations, my relationships, just all kinds of.
More recently, it was found that Ashley Everett, Beyoncé's former dance captain and co-worker for almost a decade, liked a number of questionable posts and comments that claimed Beyoncé was a demon. But here's what no one is talking about. Shortly after Chloe's Instagram live about sinners and refusing to sell her soul started to get blocked, another Parkwood artist surreptitiously removed their social media accounts. A planned collaboration between Chloe and this artist suddenly and mysteriously disappeared from the distribution schedule. Additionally, insiders are thinking that they might have seen anything as well. So what exactly is Beyoncé hiding? Because if Chloe was the first to appear, she might not be the last.